Let's bring in the CDC director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, right now. Dr. Walensky, thanks for joining us again. Your decision caught a lot of people by surprise. We've been hearing for weeks that if you take the vaccine, you're safe. What changed?
Good morning, George. Thanks for having me. So first, I want to just comment that we've known that Delta has been very contagious. We've seen areas of the country that have more and more cases right now. Our cases are up, our hospitalizations are up, and for months we've been saying, if you are unvaccinated, if you have a lot of disease, please wear your mask, because we know the vast amount of transmission that's happening in this country is among those who are unvaccinated. But we did, over this last several days now, see new science that demonstrated for those who are vaccinated that they could, in fact, transmit if they are one of those rare breakthrough infections. So that's new. When we were looking at the Alpha variant at prior variants in this pandemic, we were not able to see that if you were vaccinated and you were a breakthrough case, that you could transmit to others. So we felt it was important for the vaccinated people to understand that if they happen to be one of those breakthrough infections, which was more likely in areas with a huge amount of transmission and disease, that those people could potentially pass it on to somebody, a loved one who was immunosuppressed. We thought that was important information for them to know.
We're hearing about these breakthrough infections every single day. Does the vaccine not protect people as much as we thought?
I'm so glad that you asked, because in fact the vaccine is working exactly as we thought it would work, as we studied it in the clinical trials. In those clinical trials, it was and its design was to prevent severe disease and to prevent hospitalizations and deaths. And in fact, even with the Delta variant, we are fortunate that it is working actually quite well, and pretty close to as well as the vaccine worked to prevent severe hospitalization and death as it did the Alpha variant. So there are plenty of reasons to protect yourself to get vaccinated. And in fact, these breakthrough infections are quite rare, about 1 to 2 per 20, so 90 to 95% is the efficacy of these vaccines in preventing severe disease and death. What we hadn't seen in the clinical trials, it wasn't studied, was how well they worked in preventing transmission. They worked quite well in preventing transmission with Alpha, and what we're seeing now is they're working less well in preventing transmission with Delta.
We know that you are continuing to follow the science. Can we talk about schools here, Dr. Walensky? Because again, the CDC updating your guidance as far as recommending universal mask wearing indoors regardless of vaccination status. So what is your message to parents who want their kids to have a normal school year?
So do I. I'm a parent too, and I want our kids to have a normal school year. So we are continuing to lean in and say the children can and should be back to full-time in-person learning in the fall, as long as those protection measures are in place. We've seen time and time again this summer, that there are outbreaks in schools, clusters in schools that are not taking those prevention interventions seriously. They're not masking. And in fact, as we conduct those outbreaks, many of these schools are now saying, oh yes, we really do need to mask. So what's different now? We certainly have more Delta now than we initially did it during our initial school guidance, or the guidance published earlier this month. We have less vaccination than we hoped. So of course, children 11 and under are not yet eligible for the vaccine, but even children 12 to 17, we only have about 30% of those children who are vaccinated at this point. So as we head into the school year with more Delta, more disease, more transmission, even among those vaccinated, and the vast majority of people in these schools not yet vaccinated, we felt it was prudent to make sure our kids can have a normal school year and to have them masked to stay safe.
I'm sure we'll be speaking with you again, and as always, we appreciate your time here on GMA. Dr. Walensky, have a good day. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.